Hey, what's up, guys? Here on the Fire Sports Pod, where everything we do here is fire. You guys know the drill. So let's get right to our show I have for you guys today. We're going to be going over um where should LeBron go? Is Philly an option? Should Philly, the 76ers, be an option for LeBron if he really wants to win a fifth title? Could that be an option? We're going to be going into that, as well as Zeke is getting a new number for the Cowboys, as well as how does his fit and does he win the starting running back position right away? We'll get to that, as well as the NBA and NHL playoff brackets. So let's get right to our YouTube show and Apple Podcasts, Spotify audio show. Let's get right to it. So first up, in the grand scheme of things, can LeBron afford to go to, in all cases, purposes, can LeBron go to Philly? Do I think LeBron can go to Philly? I do not think it's realistic for him to go to Philly. I don't think he is going to go to Philly. I don't see why he would go to Philly. I understand of the oh well he'll win now situation and can he keep up with it? I get it. I really do. But at the same thing, really is it a actual viable thing to say that he can do that? I don't know, if I'm being honest. I really do not know. I don't think going to Philly is going to solve his problems. But again, what do I know? I don't know nothing. Psych, I lied. I think I do because I think him going to Philly might make sense to Philly fans, of course, but I don't think it makes sense for him. He has the stability, he has everything here in LA. Why would he go to Philly? It's all the way on the East Coast. Got to deal with cold weather. You're not with everything is. You're not by your son. You're not by your family. Like, really, what is the reason? I don't know if there is any. I really don't think so. So I'm gonna go and say that he is not going anywhere. I think he's staying in LA. And that's what it is. So we are now on TikTok Live right now, guys. Hope you guys are enjoying your Wednesday afternoon. And we're going to be going over there. So we started with a little bit of a segment of what I think LeBron James as a Laker right now should do. Now, here's a bit of a story we have for you guys today. LeBron James had a clear goal in mind the first time he became a free agent. In the summer of 2010, the decision that led to the decision of a pure basketball calculation, he wanted to win championships. Of course, championships is always on LeBron's mind, I believe, but right now I think has changed a little bit. I think his real um decision making is probably comes to where his son is going to go, Bronny. Do I think Bronny deserves to be drafted? I do. He think he's good enough to be drafted, but do I think that himself as a player of a college level deserves to be a lottery pick and drafted? No. The only reason why he's going to be drafted is because of his father, and it kind of sucks, but at the same time, it is what it is. That's what happens when you're the son of the second greatest player to ever walk this planet, arguably probably the greatest player to ever walk this planet. What's up, bro? How you doing, Aiden? Appreciate it, man. So yeah, I don't know. Now the decision was pure basketball calculations. The Miami Heat gave him the best chance to do so. So when he went, James had an even narrow focus when he became a free agent. To second time in the summer of 2014, the goal was to no longer only to win championships, but make sure he won at least one title in his native Northeast Ohio. There was no real decision here. It had to be the Cleveland Cavaliers. James have displayed his toe into free agent waters 2015 and 2016, but only as a means to extract as many dollars and as much leverage out of the Cavs as possible. His third true foray in the free agency came in 2018, and to this day, he was no less than what about motivated James in his choice to sign with the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, who won it? Exactly. I would say the same thing. Aiden said Bronny is a middle to late second rounder at most. I would say that, but he's going to go probably earlier than that. Just being the fact that LeBron is going to go where he goes. And I think there's only one option. And I think the Lakers pick up Bronny, and that's where he stays to finish out his career. I don't see him going anywhere else. I'm sorry, I do not. But then he moved from 2015 to 2016, came back to Cleveland. They won a chip. He moved 2018 to LA. They won a chip in 2020. Yes, of course, brings the son of LeBron James is definitely carrying him to his draft status. But to be honest, if I'm being honest, I think he's actually a really good player. I just think that because of the cardiac arrest, he didn't get enough playing time because he was also playing alongside one of the top players in the nation. And then he got hurt, and they still weren't really playing him that much because of the things. They're trying to be safe. I think he's kind of under he's very underrated. I think as he's a great combo guard. He could defend the ball. He can really defend. He's a great passer. He could shoot better than his father did at his time now. I think all in all, he can become a great player in the NBA. I just think that maybe one more year of college would suit him great. But to be honest, I think he has to be one of the best players to come out because of just the case that he has that backup. He has LeBron. He has his father to help him through those tough times. Not a lot of players don't. I would love, if I was me, I would love to have my father in the NBA with me and then be able to play with him. That's just me. He's got the tools to be a great player in this league. Now, like I said, do I think going to college would help him a lot? Yes. For one more year, totally. But do I think it's like, oh my God, he's not going to do anything? No. I do think that it's going to really help him a lot. But again, being the son of LeBron James comes with its perks. Now, James has already done everything there is to do as a player. 4 championships, finals, MVP awards with 3 different teams, which nobody else has ever done. 4 regular season MVPs, a possible 3rd Olympic gold medal this summer, a record 20 All-Star selections. One of those basketball playing sons is already in college. The other is about to enter his senior year at Sierra Canyon. And Bryce James, their futures, while by no means as settled, are largely their own to determine at this point. Lifestyle concerns don't need to be a meaningful to a player who is about to turn 40 and is likely operating on a shorter timeline for the rest of his playing days. He's probably isn't planning to spend half of a decade in a new city, but a year or two, that probably more reasonable. Has a free agent ever had less to prove? Perhaps Michael Jordan in 1996, but his decision was fairly clear-cut. He was criminally underpaid for virtually his entire career. Bird rights rules at the point allowed Chicago to pay him literally anything. Bird rights rules that allowed Chicago to pay literally anything, so he would wound up staying put for $30 million salary that represented roughly 124% of the entire salary cap at the time. To put the figure of perspective, this would be like James re-signing with the Lakers for a projected salary of $176 million for next season alone. Once Dennis Rodman and Phil Jackson re-signed the Bulls, coming out of a 72-win season, were obviously his best chance to continue winning. He'd spent his entire career in Chicago to the point, so he surely held the lifestyle advantage. All of Jordan's interests seemingly aligned. Now, Bryce and Bronny together is going to be crazy. Do I think LeBron could stay until Bryce? Hell yeah. This man just finished a game where he scored 39 and 11, and he did anything possible to get his team to a win in that game 5 against the Nuggets, and they couldn't get the job done. But again, LeBron James, do I think going to the 76ers to win a 5th championship is really on his mind? I don't think so. I think he's going to play to about where Bryce comes in, which I believe he's eligible for the draft in 2027. I think that 2027, 2028 year will be his last year. So that means that he's going to have about three more years in the league. We said that last year, about 3 to 4. I think he have 4 left in. I think 3 more, and then he's retired. So that would put him at 42, about to be 43, or 43, about to be 44. And I think he calls it quits. I mean, how much that scoring title is going to be through the roof if this man stays in for another 3 years. I'm telling you, no one is going to be catching LeBron James in the scoring title. Now, the 76ers, Knicks, you could say, all right, that's a good pick for him to win a 5th championship, but why is he going to go from the beautiful weather in California and LA to go all the way to the East Coast? He doesn't have his family. He's got to move everybody. It's not going to work. It doesn't work just for a year or two to play with. I don't think so. I really don't think so. I know Stephen A. Smith was saying all this stuff about New York. Come to New York. There's one team he's not going to go to. It would be fantastic to see him go to, ladies and gentlemen, but he's not going to the Warriors. It's not happening. He's not going to Golden State because then that would just put him, oh, well, he had to join Steph to win another championship. Oh, well, he had to join this. Oh, well, now Steph has the same rings as he does. So really, can we actually put LeBron over Steph? And there just goes all this bull crap all over the place. And I don't think that's going to be good for LeBron's legacy as a whole, even though his legacy can never be tarnished. But I don't think that's the right move. I think him staying in LA, trying to get a second chip with his son, go all in next year, get a second chip, and then call it a day. Imagine LeBron goes to the Thunder. Aiden, Sports Talk with Aiden just sent out on a comment on my TikTok live. That would be something, but the only person that I would think would go to the Thunder is Kevin Durant. I don't think he's coming back to the Phoenix Suns. I would love to see him pull a LeBron, leave Cleveland to go to Miami, win a chip, come back to the Thunder to give them a chip. If Kevin Durant comes to the Thunder, damn, that means you got Shea. You got Kevin Durant. You got Chet Holmgren, Lou Dort, Josh Giddey. I mean, damn, that team was going to be stacked. And exactly. I was about to literally stole it from my voice, from my speech, Aiden. They have tons of draft picks. They can literally ship everything to get anybody they want. Anybody. Now, Thunder drafting Bronny, I get it, but look where LeBron's going. I think LeBron has this in his mind where he's going to make sure that Jeannie Buss and Rob Pelinka of the Lakers gets Bronny so he can stay in LA. Everything's going right for him. He's got the JJ Redick podcast all on my mind. He's got all this stuff going. Why would he go to OKC? Why would he go to Philly? Why would he go to New York where substantially it's not good weather? Doesn't really have to worry about anything in LA. Everything is there. Why move? I think that's what's going to happen. Now, we're moving off from the LeBron James story, and we're going to go to Zeke, man. Zeke is heading back to the Cowboys. And what are my thoughts on the Ezekiel Elliott coming back to the Cowboys? Do I think it's good? Of course, I think we need somebody like a Zeke to help out in the run game because that's what we really lacked last year, which was a gritty guy on 4th down and 1, 3rd down and 2, first in the goal line, all the goal line stuff. We really, really missed a guy that can do that. And Zeke is now that guy. But there is the biggest remaining question mark for the Cowboys is what number is Zeke going to wear? I don't think he's going to be changing a number, which is going to be cool. Does he go back to his college number in Ohio State? I believe it was 15. Or does he stay or does he try to get 21? We'll see. Now, Zeke is back with the Dallas Cowboys, like I said, but the running back will sport a new look when he takes the field next. At the NFL announced Wednesday with the former Pro Bowl exchanging his number 21 jersey for number 15. He's going back to his Ohio State days. Can he tap into that Ohio State powerhouse? Probably not. It would be nice to see, though. The 28-year-old Elliott recently passed a physical to finalize his one-year contract to return to Dallas on $3 million, all guaranteed. And the Cowboys even shared photos of the ball carrier wearing his old number 21 at spring workouts earlier Wednesday. Since then, however, the former NFL rushing leader has managed to secure number 15, which he wore at Ohio State from the backup quarterback Trey Lance. The latter will be switching to number 19 to accommodate Elliott, per ESPN. Elliott is best known for rocking the 21 in Dallas, spotting the digits for his entire 7-year run with the Cowboys from 2016 to 2022, but he won a national championship wearing number 15 for the Buckeyes. for whom he also topped 1,800 rushing yards twice. Elliott also wore number 15 during his one-year stint with the New England Patriots in 2023 when he totaled a career low of 184 carries for 642 yards and 3 touchdowns. But what was crazy good about him was his pass catching ability really heightened with the Patriots, because we all know in the Tom Brady days, that's all they did was a lot of out of the backfield dumps, just dump off, dump off, dump off, dump off. So that is great to see. Can he attach that to Dallas? That would be great. Now, back in Dallas, Elliott figures to be a front runner for the lead running back duties in 2024, with former teammate Tony Pollard leaving for the Tennessee Titans in free agency. Reserves Rico Dowell, Deuce Vaughn, and Royce Freeman are also expected to compete for snaps this summer. Now, in all, do I think Zeke is going to be a beast? He's going to be a Saquon. He's going to be a Tony Pollard. He's going to be a Derrick Henry. No, because he's 28 years old. But do I think he can be a big contributor for my offense? Hell yeah. Why? Because we needed that. We needed those end of the runs type things where that big ass head of his can get there. That was what me, my dad, and all my family members that always are Cowboys fans, and even Cowboys fans that I know are friends. They all said that man's got a big ass head, and most of the time we get those first downs because of that big freaking head. So I think we could have used that a lot last year, where we were in situations where we had to pass on 4th down and 1, at 4th down and 2, at 4th down and 3, 3rd down and 2, 3rd down, short yardage situations, goal lines. And that's where I think that the Cowboys could use Zeke big time. Now, Sports Talk with Aiden just said, what are your thoughts on the Orioles and Yankees? This man's an Orioles fan. He's from Baltimore. He's a Ravens fan. I'm going to go with the Orioles are getting the best of the Yankees. We cannot, other than Soto right now, who hit a mammoth of a home run last night of 447 feet. I think the Yankees really got to get their offense going. So, guys, we're now going to move on to something a little different. We're going to talk a little bit about the Yankees and what are my thoughts on the Yankees season so far, and also what are my thoughts on the Orioles and how good they've looked. Orioles so far in the 4-game set that we have between the Yankees and Orioles this time. I do think the Orioles are getting the best of us. We'll see tonight where we play the Orioles yet again for our 3rd game. Judge is struggling. We will see. Does he get back in the swing of things? I'm not panicking right now because we're only 25 games or so in, or 29 games or so in. I'm not panicking. I do think what's up with him is the injury from last year is also getting an effect again this year. I know he came out of nowhere, but the injury that he had in spring training as well as last year is probably having a little bit of an effect on him. He's not seeing the ball that well. But other than the 2 games against Baltimore, 3 games straight, before that, he hit 3 home runs. So, I mean, it's going to be streaky with him. As soon as he gets on a roll, he's going to bash through everybody. I'm telling you, that's exactly what he did last year. He didn't start out the year hot last year. Then he got to the swing of things, then got hurt, came back, and just demolished everybody. He almost had an MVP type season, missing 50 games. Just imagine if he was there for 50 games. So I think the Yankees just got to get some offense going. We also have a lot of guys injured. We don't have Dominguez from last year. We don't have right now Garrett Cole. We have no LeMahieu. We have a couple of our shortstops that are hurt. We have a lot of pitchers that are not consistently getting things done. So once we can get everybody healthy and everybody together, I think we will make a big jump in the standings. But we're still one of the top teams in the MLB. We just got to get consistent. Soto, man, next year in the offseason, we got to pay his ass because that man is freaking doing everything for the Yankees, playing defense, throwing people out, hitting base hits, hitting home runs. He's doing everything. So I do think that Juan Soto better get a contract next offseason because this man has been doing his shit this year. So I'm hoping he can continue that throughout the season. But that was a little pivot to what Aiden asked me a question on our TikTok live. Now we're going to be going over the NBA and NHL brackets so far in my series reactions. You guys can clown me. I know we said something in my last episode, which was on Monday about the Lakers and how they could have had it. They almost did have it. I didn't hear anybody say that they didn't have it. They sucked. They didn't suck. They just sucked at keeping a lead. That's really what they did. They did everything. They had the lead. They did what they were supposed to do, And to be honest, man, we couldn't get the job done. We should have never been down 3-0. We had an opportunity to sweep them. That's what's crazy about it, ladies and gentlemen. We had an opportunity. The Los Angeles Lakers, the seventh seed, had the opportunity to take down the defending champ and sweep them 4 games straight because we had a lead. We had a 12-point lead first game. Let that go. We had a 15-point lead, 20-point lead second game. Let that go. Third game had a 15-point lead. Let that go. Fourth game, won it. We had a lead, almost let it go, bought it back, kept the lead, kept the lead. Fifth game, same thing, had a lead, let that go. I mean, you can't put it anywhere else. If at best we gentlemen sweep, if not win it 6, but we could have possibly swept them. But again, LeBron's older. Anthony Davis played hell of a game. Last game, he didn't really play that well. But you can't really blame it. I blame it on Darvin Ham. His decision making with the timeouts and everything was pretty bad. So I'm just gonna say that. There's really nothing else for me to say. Let's go right into the NHL. We're gonna first up go with the NHL. Right now, the Avalanche have advanced to the next round. They beat the brakes off Winnipeg. Winnipeg won and won 7-6 first game. It was amazing how crazy it was going back and forth. And then no show. It's been a no show for the last 4 games straight for Winnipeg. And Colorado took advantage. They won 4-1. Gentlemen sweep them. They are advancing to the second round to await the 2-2 series tied between Dallas and Vegas. What a series this has been. Vegas was up 2-0. I was like, what the hell is happening? The defending champs are up 2-0. They're the AC. Dallas was rolling through the whole season, and then they dropped 2-0 straight. Then Dallas comes back, wins 2 straight. It's going to be a hell of a series. It's going game 7, and I got Stars winning to advance the verse of the Avalanche. Now, Vancouver, they were up 3-1 last night. They lost 2-1. The Predators have been playing a better series overall than Vancouver. They've been the better team. They just had bad luck, and they couldn't finish out games, just like the Lakers. And Vancouver is now have a 3-2 lead going back to Nashville. We'll see if Vancouver can close it out in 6, or do the Predators force game 7. But I'm going to pick Vancouver to close it out in Nashville and to take the series lead at 6 and go to the second round. Now, the Oilers, this series really wasn't going to be good. LA've been up and down the whole season. Started out really hot, really didn't end that well. They had like 15 overtime games that were like losses, and it was just very bad. I don't think the LA was poised to do anything. I didn't think they were going to even win a game, but they won. I think the Oilers close it out tonight in a gentleman's sweep to the advance to await the team of Vancouver or Nashville. Now the Predators gentlemen sweep Tampa Bay 2 nights ago, winning 6-3 as they await the Boston-Toronto series. But who would have thought Boston had a 3-1 lead against Toronto, and Toronto wins in overtime 2-1 as they force a game 6. Back in Toronto. So we'll see if Boston can close it out. I think Toronto does win this next game, and I think Boston closes out in game 7 at home and verse the Panthers in the second round. Now, the second round for the Rangers and Hurricanes are set. Rangers swept the Capitals to advance, and the Hurricanes, gentlemen, sweep the Islanders, and now it's going to be a division rival game between the Rangers and the Hurricanes in round 2. That's pretty much it for the NHL playoff bracket so far. I'll catch you guys in just a little bit as we go over what's happening in the NBA bracket, because that we got to get to. NBA playoff bracket. These playoffs have been great. I mean, yes, there have been some times where some teams have been really not so going so well. Oh, my girlfriend just joined. Hello, babe. How you doing? So our first round matchup, as we know, Thunder advanced. They swept them. Wasn't even close. Thunder now advanced to the second round to wait of a great series between the Mavs and the Clippers. Who would have thought the Clippers? I thought the Mavs were going to take this series easy. I really did. I think the Mavs were the better team. But I think the Mavs do win the next 2 games and advance to versus the Thunder in the conference semifinals. Timberwolves, they swept the Suns. Nuggets, they took my Lakers down, gentlemen sweep. So it is now a 3 versus 2 series in the conference semifinals between the Timberwolves and the Nuggets. I'm actually going to go out on a limb here. I got the Mavericks taking down the Thunder to advance to the conference finals, and I am going to have the Timberwolves taking down the defending champs to advance to verse the Mavericks in the conference finals. That's for the West. Now, the East, I think the Celtics close it out tonight against the Heat in a gentleman's sweep without Jimmy Butler. It's just hard for the Heat to really go crazy. But again, Celtics don't have Kristaps Porzingis. He's going to be out for a couple games with a strain on, I believe, on his Achilles or his calf. So I still think the Celtics win. If they don't win, they are absolutely ass. I really don't think this is really a series that they should even go past 5 games. I think they should have swept them, but hey. The Magic and Cavs. Cavs won last night by 1 point, going back and forth with Paolo Banchero, Donovan Mitchell, Max Strus. They were going crazy, Evan Mobley. But I do think the Cavs do close this out in Orlando and win in 6. So it would be Celtics Cavs in the conference semifinals. I think the Pacers win. I know the Bucks came back, but without Giannis and Dame, I got the Pacers winning this game. But going back to Indiana, I got the Pacers winning in 6. And then I have the Knicks winning in 6 next game at the 76ers. So I have Knicks versus Pacers in the conference semifinals. Who would have thought the Pacers? I mean, the Bucks, if they would have had everybody healthy, Middleton came back really on the money. So I do think the Pacers, the Bucks had a chance to really go on a run, but without them, they're just not good enough to even beat the Pacers. So I'm going to take the Pacers versus the Knicks in the conference semifinals. Heat versus Cavs. I'm going to go out on a limb here. I got the Celtics going to the conference finals to verse the Knicks. It's going to be Knicks Celtics in the conference finals, Timberwolves Mavericks in the conference finals for both the West and the East. And I'll let you guys know later on during the playoffs who I think is going to win those series. But other than that, guys, that is pretty much it for the NBA bracket side of things. I appreciate all the support. That's pretty much it for my show, guys. It was 27 minutes, basically. Just going over, recap what we went over. We went over LeBron James' choice. Can he go? Where will he go? Where I think he will go. A lot of people are saying Philly, Knicks if he wants to win a championship, but I think he stays put at home. He's got everything there. And then I think the Lakers pick Bronny, and that's how he stays. And that's how I think that's how the tables turn, and I think that's where it goes. And then we went over Zeke, him getting a new number with the Cowboys. A longtime Cowboy, left for a year, came back. So we'll see what his production is this year. And with his new number, he's going with Ohio State number 15, where he was a beast. And then our third segment, we went over a little bit a synopsis of what Sports Talk with Aiden said about the Yankees and Orioles, how the Yankees are doing this year with the Orioles. So went over that as well as the NBA and NHL bracket. So other than that, guys, that's pretty much it for my show here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Catch you guys on Friday for season 3, episode 14. Appreciate all the support, guys. Go check out my YouTube show and Apple Podcasts and Spotify audio show on the Fire Sports Pod. Appreciate all the support, guys, and I will see you guys on Friday. All right, live. I'll catch you guys then. Peace. And peace out for you guys here on the Fire Sports Pod, where everything we do here is fire. You guys know the drill.